So my dear children and young people, today we have a special celebration of the Holy Mass, which is the actual remembrance of the Passover that Jesus celebrated, which is the renewal of the Old Testament Passover. And Passover means they were passing from the sinful life in Egypt, from the slavery of Egyptians. And instead, Jesus is leading us from the slavery of Satan and sin to a promised land, which is the heaven. And the promised land is already established, that is the church founded on the 12 apostles. So we are celebrating or remembering that renewal of the Passover that Jesus celebrated. And in preparation for that Passover, the apostles were supposed to wash their feet. They might have done by themselves instead of washing the feet of others. So today we are remembering how Jesus did that for the apostles, showing that you have to be servants of others. So the head of the family is to be a servant of his spouse and children, and the wife should be the servant of her husband and her children and their parents. So we all are supposed to be, the Christian leadership is a leadership of service, and that is what we call the servant leadership. And that is the message that Jesus gave by washing the feet of the apostles. So we are doing that ritual. And also that reminds us that we have to be clean when we approach the church to receive the Holy Communion and to offer the sacrifice. So each animal that was sacrificed in the temple was clean. And so also we have to spiritually clean ourselves. And that is why Jesus was also cleaning the feet of the apostles. Then Jesus instituted the Holy Eucharist, and it is the new covenant. Instead of the body and the blood of the Lamb, Jesus is the new Lamb that was sacrificed for us. And in the Old Testament times, the blood was not supposed, nobody was supposed to drink the blood of the animal. Instead, it should be given to God. And in the New Testament, Jesus says, you have to drink my blood. That blood represents life. So Jesus is giving his life for us. That shows his love and his sacrifice. And that Eucharist was fulfilled at the Calvary when Jesus offered his life. And today is also the anniversary of the establishment of priesthood in the church. Because Jesus said, you do this in remembrance of me. So he ordained the 12 apostles, asking them to do this Holy Eucharist whenever you gather in my name. So from that time onwards, they began to offer the sacrifice. So this is the time, a special day for us to pray for all the priests, from the priests, bishops, and cardinals or the Holy Father. So let us pray also for the vocation to priesthood. Let us pray for those who offer their lives for the service of the church, like the priests, religious, and missionaries. And after establishing the Holy Eucharist, Jesus went to the Garden of Gethsemane, and he was going through a lot of distress because he knew what was going to happen the next day, or the same day according to the Jewish calendar. So, reflecting on his passion, he asked God the Father whether the Father can take away that chalice from him. But he subjected himself to the will of the Father. So also sometimes we also end up in distress. There can be depression in our lives. There can be problems that we think we cannot solve. But God sent the angel to God to give him strength. So also God will give us strength. But we have to be tolerant. And if we fail like a Peter, then we have to turn to God. So even if anybody else abandon you, still there is a God that care for you. So let us, with that spirit, turn to God for solving our problems. And now we are going to wash the feet of our service representing the 12 apostles. And so let us pray that God give us the humility and the attitude for service, and also the self-sacrifice that Jesus has shown us.